What the heck is Samsung doing, guys? Today we got leaked dummy units of the Galaxy S26 Pro, Edge, and Ultra. And the Edge is the one that by far has people talking the most. This device looks like it's set to implement the camera island design that Apple is going to release next week on September 9th on the iPhone 17 series with that giant bump. Now, there's all sorts of good reasons for Samsung to do this, going back to the thinness of the device, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But this is definitely going to create some animosity in the Samsung community just because, one, Samsung continues to copy a lot of Apple design elements, including the new S Pen they just released with the Galaxy Tab S11 and S11 Ultra. I'll have a separate video on that. Make sure you guys are subscribed to see that. But before we get into this video, I want to remind you, if you are going to order a Galaxy S26 Pro, Edge, or Ultra, make sure you get in our mystery box program at samiguru.com. The link is in the pinned comment description. You'll get a free case, cleaning kit, desktop phone stand, 65-watt charger in every box, and screen protectors for everybody. Again, this is the first time we've ever done the 65-watt chargers. All you have to do is use our affiliate link to order on launch day. That's how we fund the program. It also lets us make a little profit, but we cover all the shipping and everything. You pay nothing. If you're going to order anyway, you can support us and also get a bunch of free accessories for your new device. Check that out in the pinned comment description below. So what we're looking at today are leaked dummy units. And first, let's talk about the less interesting, perhaps, the S26 Pro and the S26 Ultra. Both keep Samsung's usual design aesthetic, which has that, design that we've seen basically since the Galaxy S22 Ultra, really. Except now with the S26 Pro and S26 Ultra, you do have that camera module not being separated with separate camera rings, but rather all connected on a single module. Now, it does still have that kind of ring cutout design, so it looks very similar to what we've seen in the past. It's definitely distinctly Samsung, and you couldn't say that they copied this particular design from any other manufacturer. The S26 Ultra, in my opinion, is looking pretty good in terms of design. In fact, I talked about a bunch of other huge upgrades that are coming to the S26 Ultra, like that faster wired charging, like the Magic Pixel technology, which will allow you to basically have a privacy screen protector built in digitally on your device, upgrade in the cameras, and a lot more if you guys want to check out that video. The S26 Pro is still very much a mystery because we don't really know what is pro about it. We're assuming that it may have a 200 megapixel main camera, bringing it more in line with the Ultra and the Edge, which would then make sense with the Pro moniker, but that's not yet confirmed. But its design also looks very similar to the base Galaxy S25, and we assume it will still slot into the lower end in terms of the pricing when it comes to this lineup. Now, the biggest surprise is that S26 Edge, which has that massive camera bump island on the back, with still the two-lens design to the far left side, which basically looks like they just took the S25 Edge camera module and sat it on top of a huge rectangular camera bump. I personally think it looks really bad in terms of the design from these leaked dummy units. And of course, take this with a grain of salt since they are dummy units and all of that. We'll see more renders as we go. But this does make a lot of sense because Samsung is rumored to now go thinner than ever with the Galaxy S26 Edge, 5.5 millimeters thin, down from 5.8 millimeters on the S25 Edge. So it makes a lot of sense that they need to, of course, store that camera hardware somewhere. If it's not going to be in the body of the device, then they're going to have to make a larger camera hump, which I think looks unsightly and also leads to, if you have it on your desk and you're tapping on it, you get that rocking back and forth, which I just don't personally enjoy. You guys can let me know what you guys think about that below. Now, this wouldn't be the end of the world, except for the fact that Apple is also implementing this exact same design with the iPhone 17 series, mainly, I guess, to get uniformity with their iPhone 17 Air, which is going to be a Galaxy S25/S26 Edge competitor, which will be released next week. And of course, I'll be covering that to give you guys some insight as to what the competition is up to over there. Now, I personally hope that Samsung does not continue to go any thinner than this, because at this point, it's just ridiculous. There's thermal concerns. We're losing out on battery capacity. If they don't go with the silicon carbon batteries, then we're going to have even less battery life. Hopefully they do go that direction, so we at least hopefully get the same battery life, even if the capacity isn't greatly increased due to the space concerns. I'm really curious what you guys think. Is thin the way to go? Because the thinner we go, the more we're going to lose. When it comes to the Ultra lineup, we'll probably lose the S Pen. The Edge is still very expensive, and those thermal concerns that I just mentioned, when I used the S25 Edge, there was definitely more thermal throttling than what I noticed on my S25 Ultra, because they really have the same processor, so we shouldn't see a huge drop, but there actually is, just because of that limited space inside the chassis. I'm curious if you guys are really on board with Samsung's thin is in strategy, or should we going back towards more features, more battery life, etc. I happen to be in that camp myself. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about these leaked dummy units. I think the Edge is looking pretty bad. The other two, I definitely like the design. I can live with them. They're distinctly Samsung. Really curious to have a conversation with you guys below. Check out the mystery box program over at sammygear.com. You can also bookmark the website and set us as a preferred source in Google News. We have a little tutorial on how to do that if you want to support the site and the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys checking out this video. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.